We are sponsored by a Korean Tottenham Hotspur fan who wishes for all Koreans and the rest of the world to visit and discover Singapore.
Email Kelly for an introduction to Singapore at jrjinsingapore@gmail.com. That's jrjinsingapore@gmail.com.
What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another predicted lineup as we face Bayern Munich in our last game of the Asian tour. Can't believe it's all coming to an end very soon. Just one more weekend and then we're back in London.
I know, might want to move here. It's really flown by. It'll be an unbelievable trip. Be sad when it's over, but look, one more game to get through, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, the start of our double header against Bayern Munich now. So one game in Seoul and then another game back in London. But we are here to give our predicted lineup, 4-3-3 as per usual. And in goal, who else but Vicario?
Yeah, Austin didn't really cover himself amongst glory, I felt, in the last game, but it was quite interesting. He was chatting to Ali Gold, talking about how he considers himself young for a goalkeeper, and he sees that he's got a future at Tottenham, and he really wants to be a part of what Ange is building. So that was interesting. Obviously, Vicario is the number one at the moment. He came late to pre-season, so I think he's still going to be starting here.
So Vicario in goal, right back. We're going to go at it again. I think Pedro Porro once again.
I think Porro will start this game. I thought Spencer would have started the last game because it was lesser opposition, but against Bayern Munich, I think Porro will be back in. I think it's a shame, to be honest, because I think if Spence is going to be here, as I say, I do think he should have started one of these friendlies to get a better look at him. Obviously, we do have a
double header against Bayern, so it could be one game Spence, one game Porro.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see that, to be honest, and I'd like to see him start this game, but we'll have to wait and see what Ange decides, but I do think Porro will probably get the nod.
Yeah, so Porro at right back, right centre-back. Emerson started the last game, played 70 minutes in the game. Surely Dragusin comes in for this one.
Yeah, we said he would start the last one. Obviously, maybe because he came late to Korea, he didn't want to push him too hard. But, the season not far away. We don't even know if Romero or Van der Ven are going to be 100% ready for the start of the season as well, considering they're coming back late. So I think we need to get Dragusin in the thick of it as soon as possible.
Yeah,
so,
he needs to get up to scratch because he didn't look totally ready, did he, when he came on for the last 15 minutes against the K-League. But maybe those minutes did him good, 15 minutes in the legs. Obviously, he's had training since then, so we hope he gets a considerable amount of minutes against Bayern Munich. Left centre-back, what do you reckon, Skip or Ben Davis? Emerson? Davis started the last game.
Yeah, I've got a feeling with Davis again. Obviously, very experienced defender. We played there quite a lot last season as well. I do think at the moment he's probably our fourth choice centre-back still. So I think as long as that's the case, we're going to be moving forward with him. I think he's going to get minutes there in pre-season. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if he carries on there.
Yeah. So that's a back two of Radu Dragusin and Ben Davis. Moving on to the left back, Jamie Donnelly has had the nod over the past couple of games. Destiny Udogie, I think Ange Postecoglou did say that he will play a part in this game, but will he play a part from the start or will he come on?
Yeah, I don't think he'll start. I do think he'll come on. So will Donnelly get the nod?
Most likely.
Yeah, probably. I'm trying to think of who else would play there, unless he wants to maybe put Gray there or something, or Skip. Skip's obviously played there last season. But obviously Donnelly's been their mainstay at left back in this pre-season. This will be his biggest test. So I think this will be the best opportunity to see, can he actually play left back like in Premier League games, or was it just against lesser opposition who was excelling? So I think we should put Donnelly there and really see if he sinks or swims.
Absolutely. Let's move on to the number 6 position. Archie Gray started in the last game against the K-League. But I think Bissouma comes in for this one.
I agree. Obviously, Skip played their second half as well, and I actually think for a bit of it anyway, and I thought he really impressed. So wouldn't be surprised if he wants to take a closer look at that, but I think Bissouma not starting the last game means he's probably more likely to start this one, and I think he's been pretty good in pre-season as well, so I think Bissouma comes in the 6.
In the number 8, Pape Sarr started the last game. You've got Lucas Bergvall there, we've got Archie Gray there. I've actually got a feeling Archie Gray is going to start in the 8 in this game.
Yeah, Gray's played in the 8 in the second half last time out. Sarr it was in a different position. Obviously, they started Sarr, Bergvall and Gray in a midfield 3 last game. So I've got a feeling it might be Sarr, but You know, Gray's played every game, started every game so far, so I don't know if you'd want to take him out for this one. So I'm happy to go with Archie Gray in the number 8.
Archie Gray, and then to make up the number 10, I think James Maddison hasn't started the last couple of games, has he? So I think maybe he started in Japan.
He started in Japan against Vissel.
Yeah, then he was on the bench the previous game against QPR.
Yeah, he was.
He was on the bench last game against the K-League, so I think he starts in this game.
I agree. And he has come in for a bit of criticism with some of his performances. I mean, I thought against QPR and against Hearts he was pretty good. And Vissel Kobe I thought was okay. But a lot of people have been critical of his K-League performance, quite wasteful, not making the most of his opportunities. So hopefully he puts that right against Bayern.
On the right-hand side of the attack, Brendan Johnson has had the nod every single game so far. If it's up to me personally, I'd like to see Mikey Moore actually start this game, to be honest. But I got a feeling he'll just stick with Brendan Johnson, though.
I think if you were going to start Mikey Moore, it would have been one of the other games. I don't know if Bayern Munich's the best.
What a test, though.
It's a great test, but even if he comes off the bench, it's still a big test. Even if it's a Bayern Munich youngster, you know, he's up against, that's still a brilliant test for a 16-year-old because Bayern, you know, have a very talented pool of players. I think he hasn't started Michael Moore just yet, and I think now I don't think this is the game. So because you know if he's up against, who's he going to be up against? Is Davis still there, or has he left yet? I can't remember. But
Davis is still there. Yeah.
Yeah, if he's up against Alphonso Davis, I mean, it's going to be a difficult game for him, you know, as a 16-year-old. I guess you could say, look, this will be a really good test one against one of the best fullbacks, but then you don't want to kill his confidence either. So
I don't think that kills his confidence. I think
if he gets completely outmarked and doesn't get a touch of the ball, I mean, it's not going to kill his confidence, but I mean, you don't really learn much, is my point.
But you do learn much if he does well.
If he does well, you do.
Exactly.
But I think
you learn if, like, maybe Ange can learn a lot more if he wants to keep him around and give him a lot of minutes in the Premier League next season.
Yeah, but look, the fact of the matter is he's going to be kept around well regardless. We know that, so we need to be careful with him. But look, I'd like to see him start. I'd be really curious if he does start. But I think Brendan will start. That's probably my prediction.
Left wing, I think Heung-min Son Heung-min comes straight back in, obviously captain.
Yeah, which is an odd one because we've got Werner and Solomon right now.
Solomon didn't get 1 minute in the last game.
No, and right now, well, I know Werner came on and got an assist, but with the whole talk about where's Son going to be, left wing or striker, with him now looking very much likely, almost certain at this point, that he's going to be on the left wing coming forward this season. I mean, I don't know where it leaves Solomon at this point in terms of Werner's the backup, and I don't know how he gets in the team. Maybe he plays on the right. Maybe that's why we've been seeing him on the right sometimes in training. So yeah, I think Sonny will start this one, but yeah, Werner and Solomon very much fighting for minutes at the moment.
And to make up the final 11, I think up front is going to be Decky again. I think he's been brilliant there so far, been central to all the good play, or the majority of the good play that we have been doing so far in pre-season, and I think he keeps with him.
Yeah, well, he said he doesn't really have another option at the moment. Richarlison's injured. And I think Decky's been excelling. I think there's no reason not to persist with it. And I think the more minutes he gets there and gets used to that position, the better it's going to be for the Premier League. So if he has to perform in that role. So I think we have to persist with Decky for the time being while Richarlison's injured.
All right, so the lineup though we are going for is Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro at right back, a centre back pairing of Dragusin and who did
Davis.
And Ben Davis. Left back, we are going for Jamie Donnelly. In the midfield, we have got Bissouma, Archie Gray and James Maddison. On the right, Brendan Johnson. On the left, Son Heung-min, and up front, Dejan Kulusevski. Biggest test so far in pre-season, that's for sure, by some way, to be fair. What's the score prediction?
Well, Bayern aren't going to be fully with their full roster of players. I think Kane's not going to be there. Koeman's not going to be there. There's going to be a few players who were at the latter stage of the Euros and Copa. So
as are we.
Yeah, as are we. But I think they probably have more, I would say.
I mean, we do have our first two starting centre-backs out.
And they've got Kane out.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll win.
Matthias Tell will probably start up front, and he's
I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2.
2-2.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very difficult game tomorrow. I'm not sure how far Bayern are or when their season starts in terms of their, how ready they are for the new season. But I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this one, and I think we're going to lose. I think we're going to go 3-2 to Bayern. I'm going to go
3-2 to Bayern.
But that is our predicted lineup. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to start for Tottenham, and what do you think the score is going to be? Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.